Hey guys, we're back again for game 2, so let's get into it. We lost game 1 against Infect, so now with the knowledge against that we're playing against Infect, I decided to play Thoughtseize in the main and this bring it in. And just looking at this hand, not looking at the opponent's hand right now. My basic game plan is that we're gonna keep this hand and just start the game with a Cataxian Probe, see what our opponent has going on, and after that, if they have what is it? Spell Scout or something like that, we'll just play Thoughtseize turn 2. But our biggest thing that we have to worry about is Blighted Agent or Inkmoth Nexus. But pretty much our plan is to go turn 1, Cataxian Probe into Delver, pass turn 2, Thoughtseize, pass turn, and go on from there. So we begin the game, probe the opponent, get to see the opponent's hand, draw off Spell Scout off the top, which is the perfect hand now. So I can't think of a better way to start this hand off. So now our options are to go turn 2 Thoughtseize or turn 2 Spell Scout. And after seeing our opponent's turn 1 play, that determines it. So I decide to fetch, brings up Ring Pull, plays Noble Hierarch. So I decide right then and there, we're going to be playing Thoughtseize. Just to show off, get rid of that Glistener Elf. Actually, yeah, we want to get rid of that Glistener Elf, just so then we just have to deal with damage of Noble Hierarch. And by getting rid of Glistener Elf instead of Noble Hierarch, we no longer have to worry about Infect damage, and Spell Scout can be able to handle Noble Hierarch easily. So at this point, our opponent decides to shift gears, change the damage race, put us to 8, and that just sends us right off into Spell Scout plan. So we probe him again, we see his hand, attack, pass turn. And after seeing both Vines and Become Immense, I know that we have the game pretty much locked up right here. Spell Scout just creates a perfect roadblock against Noble Hierarch, and Insect Elaboration will just keep dealing damage, and we'll play a Delver next turn and keep the pain going. Plays Noble Hierarch, decide to get in damage. At this point, we're going to fetch, play Serum Visions, set at the top of our library, cast Delver Secrets, and pass a turn. And our opponent knows that we're pretty much already done here, so he's just going to fetch away, get another land, and we pass turn. At this point, our opponent is just completely screwed, because Apostle Blessings can only protect against colors, and since Spell Scout's colorless, we're still really good here. So now we just flip reveal off the top, transform Delver Secrets, have them on a 2-turn clock, get Serum Visions, just keep manipulating the library, and bash in there for 6. Here, Serum Visions, see the top 2, and we draw a Bolt off it, so just bolt his face, get the game over with. And that's how we win game 2. So that one was a pretty easy matchup, and since this video was so short, I will set up game 3 right now. We didn't change anything in the sideboard, we just made sure that we are ready for game 3. So back for game 3, we're on the draw now. Seeing this opening hand, I absolutely hate it. We have 2 Ambush Vipers at best, 4 lands, and Tassiger. Really, really bad. So we're just planning on shipping this hand, hopefully getting something better. And after seeing this hand, it's very high risk, high reward. By having Darkslick Shores, it allows us to turn 1 Serum Visions, see the top 2 cards, hopefully set up for the next couple of turns, while being able to hold up Dispel for any instant speed pump spells. So we're hoping on maybe drawing a land, a red source if possible, because that way we want to be able to have Lightning Bolt for later. And it was the best turn 1 play that we could have had, seeing Ring Pool. So now with just Darkslick Shores, Serum Visions, we draw Bolt off the top, and the top 2 cards that we see are Thoughtseize and Dismember. I decided to put Dismember on top, so that way if he decides to play a Blighted Agent or something, we can kill it on the spot. So we know for the next 2 turns we're not hitting a land. Our opponent decides to play Ikirclaw Mirror, which is not normally a card played, but I just want it out of the way. I don't want any sort of pump spells getting in there, so I just decided to play Dismember now, get rid of the mirror, and just continue the ping. Opponent decides to play Blighted Agent, and now that he has protection from, I feel like he has a Dispel or something, so I decided to play Thoughtseize just to be sure, see what's going on. And seeing the 2 Groundswell from the Thoughtseize, probably the scariest thing, because that means that he could have kill next turn if he draws a Noble Hierarch. So we just have to take a Groundswell, and just plan on taking a lot of damage in the next couple of turns. At this point, things are looking kind of grim. We have to draw a red source, or we just lose. And again, our opponent draws another Blighted Agent. Not the best thing we could possibly see. And after seeing that Temple Garden, I felt like he might have had some sort of Selesnya Charm action going on, maybe. But realizing now that we actually got to see what he had, he has with Apostle's Blessing that he could use this for damage, being saved some life. And then also, he has Path to Exile for Tasigur and Gurmag Angler. So he decides to get in for just 5, and then plays the Blighted Agent with no mana up, passes the turn. And now I just had to draw a red source. Perfectly we draw Blood Crypt, and the plan here is just bolt off one of the Blighted Agents past turn. Hold up Dispel for any sort of pump, so we're good for the next turn. And hopefully if we draw another land, we can be able to snap back Bolt, kill off a Blighted Agent, or be able to play Tasigur. So opponent goes in, bashes for 1, and plays Glistener Elf. Here, the plan is, hopefully if we draw a land, then what we do is we just play Snapcaster Mage, and snap Bolt off the Blighted Agent, and hopefully if he decides to attack with both, we can be able to kill Glistener Elf in the process. At this point, I feel pretty nervous, but fortunately we do draw the Swamp, and I decided to play around any sort of counter magic in hand. I knew that he already had Twisted Image and Nature's Claim from Thoughtseize and Probe, so we just decided to go for the Snap Bolt now, get rid of the Blighted Agent, hold up Snapcaster for Glistener Elf. Yeah, just get rid of that Blighted Agent, no longer have to worry about the unblockable stuff. Draws another land, perfect for us, and now that allows us to be able to start playing Tasigur or Snapcaster Mage at instant speed. At this point, I'm barely even paying attention to the chat in the game, because I'm just so in the zone trying to figure out what to do. And here, just decide to attack with Snapcaster Mage and put Tasigur into play. At this point, the beatdown's on our side. We get to be the beatdown player, and after this point where he decides to fetch for Misty Rainforest, we have a 2-turn clock, which I enjoy a lot. Because at this point, attacking with both Tasigur and Snapcaster Mage, with us having full knowledge of what's in hand, he has to either chump block or take a risk and attack into a possible open Snapcaster Mage. So at this point, we just straight up attack. And after seeing Kolaghan's Command, I love attacking here, just because that way it can be able to destroy Inkmoth Nexus and a Glistener Elf if he decides to not block, if he doesn't have a pumping spell. But at this point, our opponent does decide to block, trade with a Snapcaster Mage, which I am fine with. However, he does find a Noble Hierarch and decides to Twisted Image with Tasigur. And at this point, we just Kolaghan's Command, killing off both these two, and our opponent decides to concede. Overall, the matchup, I love playing against Infect because I feel like we're really favored with Dispel, Lightning Bolt, Kolaghan's Command. It was a tough matchup. I swore I was going to probably lose at the very beginning, but being able to just play your resources how they are, sometimes you get lucky drawing that red source off the top, but that hand was high risk, high reward. So, hope you guys enjoy watching this matchup, and we'll see you guys next time.